Welcome to the Personal Pension Radio Podcast, where it's all about helping you complete your financial journey to retirement. Discover time-tested strategies and get unconventional insights into wealth building and retirement that actually work. Break away from the herd and go for the retirement you dream of. And now, here's your host, the income engineer, Kraig Strom.
All right, back on Personal Pension Radio here in the studio workshop. We haven't been in the workshop together on video or on the podcast for a little while. I've actually been, thankfully, thank you, during all of this coronavirus crazy time, I have been blessed to be busy. So many Zoom meeting calls, client calls, follow-up calls, check-in calls, new client introductions. Just very fortunate to be busy. And a lot of my calls have actually been, in my podcast episodes recently, have been Zoom interview calls with alliance partners, with CPAs and attorneys and insurance professionals that I'm able to work with. And I felt it was important to bring some of that content. And also, those of you who listen to the show, you might have remembered me actually saying this a long time ago. It was, I'm looking for variety. I was looking for something new, something different in the podcast, and I realized I had not been doing enough vlogging, enough really getting out there doing video. So I started doing that and actually making sure to set myself up in the workshop so that I could record and do my standard iTunes, iHeartRadio podcast media recording as well. So thank you for continuing to support the show. Thank you for the emails, the feedback. I really do appreciate it. Let's jump in just with the standard intro that I am the income engineer. I have a passion for retirement income planning, so much so that I bought the trademark as the income engineer. And when you look at retirement income planning today, it's really not a phrase or a term that you hear often in the retirement conversation. The Wall Street machine likes to say that the solution to retirement is invest, and when in doubt, invest some more. If you get a flat tire, you didn't invest enough money. If you lost your dog, it's because you didn't invest enough money. And what I learned over my 22 years, is that the solution to maximum retirement income, maximum retirement lifestyle, is not a product. It is not invest. There has to be a strategic combination of things pulled together to make it happen. It is not just simply a product. It is not invest. That's where the income engineer was born, around this conversation, to bring thoughts and conversations on the retirement topic, perhaps from a different perspective, from a different direction. So, my first disclosure of two, because I am actually a legit certified financial planner professional and investment advisor representative and chartered financial consultant, which means that I get the blessing of compliance oversight and regulatory oversight and rules to follow, unlike financial entertainers who don't actually have to follow any kind of rules to whip out financial advice. I am a CFP. So, I am not a certified public accountant. I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV or on the radio. I am a paralegal officially at the law firm that I work with, but I am a certified financial planning professional. All of that said, and as cool as my setup looks and my workshop looks and whether my voice sounds cool or not, all that to be said, please don't act on it, things that you hear on my show as if you're hearing advice for you specifically. Especially, please don't act on things that you hear from financial entertainers who are not legitimate financial planners, right? Please meet with a qualified, hopefully certified financial planner. Sit down with that person, with him or her, go through your specific situation before you get recommendations and then take action on things. Now, officially, I am raising my hand. I would love to be that certified financial planner that you sit down with for a consult. I have been blessed to connect with folks on this show all across the country. It is the coolest thing, from New York to Florida. No one in Maine yet. I grew up in Maine. Hello, Maine. I know you're listening. I would love to have a consult so that I can also come back and meet you in person after this coronavirus lockdown is over. I am definitely coming to Maine to go fishing. So please meet with a qualified, certified financial planner before you take action on anything like that. Now, jumping in today, I want to make sure to actually give a shout out to my friend Andy Penko from Tenon Financial. Andy, if you're listening, fantastic. Hello. I really appreciate your shout out to me on LinkedIn and on your most recent blog post. Folks, go back and listen to the episode with Andy Penko, where I've referenced him and I had him on the show. Andy is a financial planner, and his company, Tenon, as in woodworking Tenon Financial, is fantastic. I love his point of view on retirement planning, on financial planning in general. I love the story of how his company was built. You can actually find him at tenonfinancial.com, TENON financial.com. So Andy, hello, and thank you again for the reference out on LinkedIn and on your recent blog post. Also really appreciate you including me on your playlist with other great podcasters like Roger Whitney. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much. Now, I do want to offer up, because it's been a while since I've done this, I want to offer up a deal of the week, right? So the deal of the week segment is inspired by Clark Howard. So Clark Howard, someone that's been on the radio for, he's probably 25, 30 years, been on the radio and, of course, podcasts and TV and various other things that he's done over the years. But Clark Howard inspired me to do my own segment called Deal of the Week. It is my quest for lifestyle deflation. Lifestyle deflation, this idea that you can live well without just always spending full retail, without just paying cash and full retail and not getting a bargain, or as my ancestors in Maine used to say, getting a bargain, right? I like to find a deal, and I want to live well, but I want to do it in such a way that I don't have to be stressed about money. So the Deal of the Week segment was born out of the Clark Howard inspired segment. So I've got two for you this week. First, a bit of a funny one, I suppose. Now, I've mentioned several opportunities, but I forgot to mention my glasses. These glasses right here. This, again, is thanks to Clark Howard. Clark Howard had a listener or an email call-in. Someone asked about glasses, getting your spectacles, and they're so expensive. And Clark Howard had given a recommendation to a company called Zenni Optical. I had not yet heard of them until I heard Clark Howard reference it on his show. Now, years and years ago, 15, 16, maybe pushing 20 years ago, I had gotten laser surgery for my astigmatism. I had astigmatism and I needed glasses, not because of age, but because my eyeball was not shaped correctly. So I had gotten laser surgery and had been blessed with 20 plus vision for a long time. It was really magical to have laser surgery. Now, fast forward, yes, I've gotten older, fast forward, and the laser surgery doesn't last forever. Your eyes can age out of the laser surgery, and they went back, and I lost my perfect 20/20, so now it was time to go get glasses. Now, I went to Sam's Club. And I didn't really know anything about, all I knew was going to the mall and going to some other eyeglass places, and, it was pretty expensive stuff, and if I was ever going to get and save some money, I figured Sam's Club, I'll save some money. I still paid basically $300 for glasses. Not these glasses, but $300 for glasses. Now, I got a new pair that are good. They're great. I actually was able to get something called progressive no-line trifocals. Trifocals, for people who have astigmatism, actually works really well for long distance, mid-range, and close-up. My glasses are graded, and you just can't even tell. You can't see the lines in my glasses, and I was able to get that. It was about $300. Now then, fast forward, I heard the Clark Howard episode where he was talking about Zenni Optical. He says, hey, check it out. Zenni Optical, maybe you get a deal. And I thought, I don't know, online eyeglasses, why not? Why not check it out? Well, bottom line is this. I had my prescription from my optometrist that I went to Walmart and got my eyes checked. I had that. I went to Zenni Optical and I ordered glasses. Kind of cool. I've gotten multiple compliments on them. The little bit of red action, kind of, cool. These are trifocals. You can't really tell that they are progressive lenses. And for those of you listening on the podcast, in order to see what I'm doing, you'd have to go over to my YouTube channel. Just find Kraig with a K Strom or the Income Engineer on YouTube. You'll find that. But these glasses I ordered with trifocals. I just punched in my numbers, piece of cake, glasses, delivered, trifocals. What did I write down? It blows me away. $54. $54. I was amazed. Now, of course, they had not yet arrived in the mail. I said, okay, they have free returns. If something isn't right, I could return them. They arrived late because of the coronavirus crisis and everything, but they arrived. $54, I put them on. They're fantastic. I've actually gotten several unsolicited compliments on these glasses, not the ones I got at Sam's Club. These for $54 with trifocals at an 82% discount over what I paid at Sam's Club. 82% off. Awesome. Guess where my daughter's getting her next pair of glasses? Yeah, you guessed it. Zenni Optical. So that's my first deal of the week. My first deal of the week is before you spend full retail on your glasses, all you need is your prescription. You just plug it in on Zenni Optical and they ship them right to your door. And they came with a really nice hard case. Awesome. Anyway, next one is actually the even more funny, if you will. It was this idea that I am really grateful that during this lockdown crisis with coronavirus, I don't have any haircut anxiety. All right, so let me give you the backstory on this. So I actually have been doing a lot with Zoom video meetings. We, as a firm, my law firm, my financial firm, and on the podcast, of course, I am very savvy when it comes to doing go-to-meetings and Zoom meetings and being able to work remotely. So that's all been very comfortable. With this lockdown, it has become essential that you understand how to actually do that, right? So we've been doing a ton with Zoom meetings, Zoom webinars, client meetings, all of that. So I had a check-in call with one of my clients, one of my favorite clients, great all-American story of a young lady that started a business, and she's just killing it. She happens to be in an essential business, so her business hasn't stopped. As a matter of fact, she's gotten busier and busier during this COVID-19 time, and she started the business from scratch. So great story. So we set up a Zoom meeting. So all of my meetings these days are set up as Zoom video meetings. Now, when we logged into the meeting together to begin our call, I noticed and I mentioned to her, I said, so you're not going to turn your camera on? And she said, no, I've been 4 weeks in lockdown with no haircut, no hairdresser. I ain't turning my camera on. And of course I had a laugh, and I had my camera on, and she said this. She said, I don't know how it is that you look younger every time I talk to you. What's going on? Right? Because my hair's okay, I guess. I don't really think about it much. But she said, you look younger. And I said, well, That's because I purchased a special webcam that takes 5 years off your life and takes 10 pounds off your weight, makes you look younger and thinner. Special webcam. She laughed. We kept going. Here's the actual reality behind things. The haircut is one of the things that we were talking about. I have not personally paid for, twice. I haven't personally gone to a hair salon for a haircut in 25 years. I cut my own hair. So my deal of the week, little bit of a reminder, I've done it before, but during this coronavirus time, I've been super grateful for the fact that I didn't have to worry about a hair salon. I do my own hair. I've actually, during this coronavirus, I've had 2-3 haircuts here in my shop. I do my own hair, right? So I don't actually have to worry about the coronavirus haircut pandemic crisis because I save $20-25 every time I do my own hair. And also, thankfully, prior to the coronavirus lockdown, I was already on a path to find out if I could grow out my hair, right? So there you go. Funny little deal of the week, the haircut and my glasses. I guess that's the combination of things that made me look younger. That, and I've got special filters on my Zoom that makes me look younger. So let's jump in. So now that we've talked about it, I actually do want to combine. I have a segment called Watch Your Step, and I'm actually going to bring that in at the end of this particular listener question that I want to cover today. So let me get down here to my notes, because I do keep notes on my my Surface Pro tablet, and I want to make sure that we cover this in detail, because this question came in, and I think we're going to see this happen a lot. This, I believe, is going to happen even more going forward. So please, it is watch your step throughout this entire segment. This is a listener question that came in from Michael regarding his wife Susan's pension, okay? And here's what Michael said. He said, my wife received a letter from her company offering to buy out her pension. Offering to buy her out of her pension. I'm just trying to read what Michael had said. They offered her a lump sum, here we go, of $108,493. They offered a lump sum of $108,493 today. Now, he goes on to say this, her pension income option. So for those of you not familiar with it, that there's very few pensions left in the world relative to 401ks. That a pension is exactly it's like Social Security. Social Security is a guaranteed income stream. A pension is a guaranteed income stream usually offered by an employer or a government agency. So it says, if you work this many years, we'll put a certain amount of money established in a pension fund, and when you retire, we'll give you a guaranteed paycheck for the rest of your life or a set period of time. Got it, okay? So Mike and his wife, right, they get this letter. So his wife gets this offer from the pension company to buy her out of her pension. Now, she works for a national retailer. Let's just say that, a national retailer that actually has a pension. There's not many companies that have a pension anymore. So she has a pension. It's an older pension. She's been there for a long time. That's why she still has a pension. So the company is offering to give her $108,000 and cancel her pension. And Mike goes on to say that the 100% joint survivor option, if she took a pension today, pays out $528 per month. If she takes a pension that only pays out for her lifetime, that's called a life-only pension. That means that the pension only lasts as long as she lives. If she dies in the middle of retirement, the pension stops. So if she's married, most people, as she is to Mike, most people choose the joint life 100% survivor benefit that says if she dies in retirement, Mike will get $528. If she takes the life-only pension, she gets more. Okay, so here's the thing. She gets more money if it's only on her life. But most people are going to choose the $528 a month. Okay, now, here's the thing. You've got to stop and ask yourself, why would a pension company offer to give you out of their pension funds, right? Because investment companies, aren't they all about money under management, and the more money in the pot, the better? Why would they offer to give up $108,000, almost $110,000 to make this person cancel their pension? Maybe because the pension is way more valuable than $108,000. That's the math you've got to do, Mike and Susan. Before you take the offer, you've got to do the math. Here's the math I'm referring to. $528 a month, or $6,336 per year. $6,336 per year, based on $108,000 they're offering to give you. That is a 5.8% income rate. Really important. Did I just say a 5% interest rate? No. Did I just say a 5% dividend rate? No. I didn't say a 5% rate of return. No. I said a 5% income rate, because the pension company keeps the money and guarantees you the paycheck. So think about that, though. The pension company is offering a 5.8% payout. 5.8% payout. Can you roll that $108,000 into an account in your name only and go get a 5.8% income rate? Not safely. No way. So the pension company spreads the risk of that income guarantee over your lifetime, Susan, and Mike's lifetime. They spread that risk out over all of that, over the entire pool of people in the pension fund, right? They spread their risk out over many, many thousands of people. If you roll that money over into your own personal IRA account, how many people are going to be in the risk pool with you then? Just you. Just you now in the pool by yourself, right? So now you have all of the income risk and longevity risk. The mortality risk is now all on you, Susan and Mike. So what would be the recommended advisable withdrawal rate or the income rate if you're the only one in the pool? I'll tell you this right now, it's going to be somewhere around 3% or less. 3% or less, not going to be anywhere near close to 6% income rate from the pension. It's going to be about 3%. And Susan, by the way, is a little younger. I did some follow-up to find out. It's going to be 3% or less because you don't have anybody to share the risk. The income risk is significant if you're the only one in the pool. So folks, if you're out there if you receive a letter from your pension company, from your insurance company offering to buy you out of your income annuity or out of your annuity in general, right? If you get a letter offering to buy you out of that contract, you have got to stop and do this math. The only reason the pension company is offering to buy out this contract, this pension, is because the buyout is way less expensive than the pension they're going to have to pay out. So my advice in this situation, almost every time in this situation, is do not give up your pension for a lump sum cash out. The math, I've never done it in in 20 plus years that I can remember going back and doing these kind of questions, answering these questions, the math never adds up in your favor. The pension income is always better. So before you make a decision like that, or before you make a retirement income or retirement planning decision, let's connect. Send me an email, Kraig with a K at kraigstrom.com, Kraig at kraigstrom.com. Send me an email. Let's connect for your own consultation, and stay well out there, folks, during this time. We will get through this together. We will, absolutely. And I look forward to talking to you again real soon. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Personal Pension Radio podcast. If you missed anything during the show, that's okay. We took the notes for you. Check the show notes for links, offers, and a full transcript. And don't forget to head over to personalpensionradio.com and download your free retirement income report. While you're there, we would appreciate some iTunes love. Please leave us a fantastic rating on iTunes by going to personalpensionradio.com/iTunes. Thanks again for listening. Now for the disclosure. Information presented is for educational purposes only and is not intended for solicitation, sale or purchase of any security or financial product. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and your tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed here. The term personal pension refers to a marketing name designed to educate future retirees and retirees about the economic principles behind creating their own pension-like income. The term personal pension is not intended to be confused with a defined benefit pension plan offered by an employer or by a government entity.